Welcome back, Shalligators. Today we're going to talk about Amy Schumer, who has emerged from wherever the fuck she's been for the last few years, thin and face-tuned, and she's creeping us out with both. Like, I'm happy for her. I'm always happy when people are thin, frankly. Like, I'm always happy when people take control and lose weight, especially after years of being like, I like being fat. Because you know what, Amy? That's what you've been saying. I thought you liked being fat. I thought you liked being fat, girl. And now you've deleted all of your photos on your Instagram when you were fat. What's going on? What's going on? We're going to talk about this. This video is going to go in a bunch of different directions. So buckle up, because I asked you guys on Instagram, follow me, ShallonXO, what's the topic here? And it was a lot. A lot of you guys were like, I just hate her at any size. Valid. And some of you guys were like, how to glow up, how to leave behind the old version of you and not give a fuck what other people think, and how to be hot. How to be hot. Because a lot of you guys were like, she's not doing it right. This pose, this awkward pose is creeping everyone out. How do you be hot? Because yeah, some of you girls said in the comments, they're like, I've lost weight, I've glowed up, and I still don't know what I'm doing. It's like this massive imposter syndrome to be a hot girl. Well, I'll tell you how to be hot, because I've been not, and I've been on the other side of it. And I'll tell you how. I will tell you exactly what it comes down to. But before we get started, just a quick word from today's sponsor. Check it out.
Shalligators, if you know one thing about me, it's that I'm always right. And I'm also gorgeous and humble. But seriously, I'm usually right. I was right about Britney Spears and Ellen DeGeneres and J-Lo. But when I told you guys a few months ago about Rose Forever, the company that makes handcrafted rose designs that last for up to a year, I feel like some of you didn't believe me, didn't believe that they would last that long. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Months later, still beautiful, still flawless, still exactly what you want. Because listen, I wouldn't lie to you guys. I mean, I would lie to guys. Yes, of course, I lie to boys all the time. But to you girls? About flowers? No. And now, I have proof. So yeah, anyone out there feel like you might owe me an apology? Feel free to say, Shallon, you told us so. Also feel free to call me gorgeous and humble. And definitely feel free to check out Rose Forever. This New York-based company uses allergen-free oils to preserve real, beautiful roses that come in a very wide variety of colors and arrangements. They're great for a bridal gift. They're wonderful for moms. I mean, what mom doesn't love roses? Or treat yourself and save some money using my code ShallonBF. Save $20 off an arrangement. And oh yeah, did I mention they use vegan materials like vegan suede and velvet? So listen, you're doing well for the environment. You're doing well for... So listen, it's good for the environment. It's good for your aesthetic. And it's always good when you listen to me.
Thank you, Shallon. Love those flowers. Okay, Amy Schumer. So we're also going to dive into what this means for her marriage, because, you know what, let's start there. Let's start there. Ladies, we all have seen the breakup glow up. And a lot of times, the breakup glow up, especially if it's like a divorce, not just like a dating relationship, but a lot of times it's a divorce where it portends a divorce when one person gets really fit. If you have been in a marriage for a while and your husband is suddenly like Captain Fitness, he might be cheating on you. He might be cheating on you, or he's fixing to cheat. And he's like getting his ducks in a row. So if you're smart, before you get a divorce or even like break up in a long-term thing, you get your ducks in a row. You make major purchases so the debt is shared. It's communal property, so the debt is shared. You put your name on something, take his name off. You make sure the 401k, you do the crypto fund only in your name, blah, 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 blah. If you're smart, if you're a predator in this world and not merely prey and livestock, you are getting these things in a row. And hotifying yourself is part of it. I think also weight loss in a bad relationship is like a sign that like you're trying to deal with the stress of it. I know a lot of my friends that got super fit before a divorce because they would just run for like an hour and like run cry. They're just like, oh, they were literally running from their problems. But it didn't work because the marriage ended, but they did get hotter. They did get hotter. And there's something obviously that happens to you when you lose weight. You feel better. What? Something also happens when you lose weight. You look at your partner and you get a very stark look at whether or not they are truly happy for you. I don't know if you've been in a relationship like this where you ascend in some category, you're making more money, you're reading more books, you want to travel more, you're losing weight. I use weight loss because it's just a very crystal clear way to view the dynamic. It's very obvious. Who the fuck wants to be in a relationship with someone who isn't taking care of themselves when you suddenly are? When you're like, you know what? I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm going to do my Ozempic, because obviously this is what Amy has done. Like, we'll get to this in a second because she's got some bullshit ass excuse about why she's thin. You will laugh your tail feathers off. But we're going to stick to this topic I told you, we're going to be all over the place. Who wants to be like up at 6:30, going to the gym, meal prepping, and your fat fuck of a husband's like, well, you look too skinny. I'm out of there. I mean, I was out of a friend group here in Bozeman when I lost 50 pounds on Ozempic. And like, you guys know, you've watched the whole journey, especially if you're in the Shallon entourage. It's way more than the weight. It's you tackled the beast that was behind it. Why did I eat like that? Why did I drink like that? Why did I let myself get there? It's self-love, it's self-worth, it's radical transparency. I mean, it's all of it. They call it a journey for a reason. I hate that term. You know, I say Odyssey. It's just more like glamorous. It's more like Odysseus. Tie me to the mast of this ship. The sleeve of Oreos is calling me from the island. You know? Yeah, I lost a ton of friends here because they were like, still are, fat, dumpy pieces of shit, alcoholic, box wine brigade, cheating on their husbands, cheating on their wives, swinging with each other, just gross barf behavior, embezzlement, things of that nature, ratty extensions. Can't be around it. And they didn't want to be around me. And so instead of just saying, hey, you look better than us, I really don't appreciate this sudden contrast, they tried to tear me down. You look like you have cancer. Do you know how many times they told me that? I was maybe 5 pounds, 7 pounds lighter than I am now. So instead of dealing with the sudden contrast, they tried to cut me down. You look like you have cancer. You're so boring now that you don't drink. Neither one of those is true. Neither one of those is true. And these are merely like friends who don't have an identity tie to me in the way that, say, a spouse would. Let's enter stage right Amy Schumer's husband. I don't know his name. I'm not looking it up. This guy who, when they were dating, she found him so weird that she was like, do you know what we should do on this date? Let's go get tested for autism. I'm serious. She told this story that she found him so strange. Like, this was her assertion that she wanted him to go get tested for autism, and he is in fact autistic, and she married him. Okay. As a comedian, someone who like thrives on like nuance and subtlety and observation, perhaps this is not the most amazing fit for her. He's a chef also. So his language is food. Like, chefs, obviously this is their love language. You know, of course, the way hers is like humor. That's how you connect and bond. And when you suddenly take away someone's eating, how do you think that's going to go? Well, page 6 has some ideas about how this is going. These are the reports. Chris, I guess his name, sure, whatever. He's just like standard man. Do you know what I mean? Just like, you know, great value man. They're privately working through normal issues that couples in long-term marriages have, a source told People magazine. Long-term marriage, they got married in 2018. That's not a long-term marriage. That's a marriage. Long-term marriage, I'm like 15 year, you know, like those are long-term marriages. This, like, what would you call, this is marriage. This is standard marriage. And they have a son named Gene. Why would you name a child that? Honestly, she lost me as a fan when she named her son Gene. Gene? Was he mining for gold? Okay. But a Daily Mail source said, Amy's 100% getting divorced. She got skinny and she's over it. She said that Chris, the chef dude, husband, is mostly out of the house. They've listed their homes for sale. Oh, always a bad sign. We learned that in tabloid world. She deleted Chris from Instagram, then deleted everything else. She's going to file soon, but it's over. It's done. She doesn't talk about Chris that much anymore. It's like they're no longer close. He's never around. And due to his autism, he doesn't even get her jokes. Being funny and making people laugh is important to Amy. Also, there's that classic cliche, when a woman loses weight, her personality changes. And the source said, she's changed for the better since transforming her body. She's much lighter in spirit, more easygoing. And I think she wants more out of life. And that they've just been on a routine with their child, Gene. Their relationship and his brutal honesty being autistic is a blessing and a curse for Amy, to where she has joked about it on some of her specials, but it's also become a minor issue for their relationship. I don't think brutal honesty and not understanding how you fundamentally communicate, like via humor and observation, is under the category of a minor issue. To me, a minor issue is he likes to listen to podcasts on a road trip and I just want to be in silence. That to me is a minor issue. But it's true. When you lose weight, suddenly people are looking at you. You have a whole different category of options. And this is what I want to say. Nobody likes to be fat. Nobody wants to be fat. The only people who say that, and as one of you girls very astutely pointed out in one of your responses, the only people who say they want to be fat are the people who've tried to be thin and they failed. They tried to be thin and they failed. Guess what? My friends here all tried Ozempic, whatever GLP-1. They all failed because they're alcoholics and they wouldn't stop drinking. And you basically have to stop drinking on these drugs because it monster. I mean, one girl was projectile barfing because she would drink a bottle of wine every day. And I'm like, you can't do that on this drug. You're going to fail. Like you are failing. This is current failure. She went off of it, kept drinking, and just loves her body. Well, you know what, Shallon? Guys like a little meat on their bones. I got meat. I'm good. Thank you so much for your concern, though. But listen, girl, you know what? I spent most of my life, I won't say convincing myself that I was okay at whatever weight I was at. I will use the term gaslighting myself because I was gaslighting myself. My entire mind, body, everything was screaming out that I didn't want to be that weight. And I wasn't like 500 pounds. I think I was like 170 when I started my weight loss journey, right? And I lost 50. And I'm like 127 now. I would love to get back down to like 123, 122. Just my abs pop. Love it. But I'm like good. I'm fine and happy where I'm at. But back then, it was the constant tape loop. A million, so much noise. Do I look thin? Do they think I look thin? Am I the thinnest person here? No, I didn't look thin. No, because I was not thin. No, I'm not going to look thin in a photo. No. It's like, well, these clothes they're not meant for my body. They're just cut small. These clothes are cut small. They're cut small. No, they're not. I used to think, well, Amazon clothes are just meant for like tiny little Asian bodies. No, they're not. I'm a size small. Well, I just, I have these curves. You still have curves. They're just in proportion. Curves, I didn't want curves here or like here or here. This is not where, I hope I get more curves there. My back fat, wow. It felt so much better when I just gave up trying to pretend that I was happy looking and feeling the way that I did. Because I was always trying to lose weight. Like I was not happy, but I was trying to convince myself that I was happy because I felt like the things I was doing wasn't working. That's because That's because I was not particularly committed to them. And I don't know, for some reason, when Ozempic came along and my doctor told me about it, something just snapped. I was just ready. Like, it's like with a fuckboy or a relationship, like all of these like horrible catastrophic things that they do, your friends are like, why aren't you leaving? And you're like, And then one day they'll like button their shirt wrong and not realize it. And you're like, I don't love you anymore. It's like something relatively minor happens, you're like, ugh, and you're just done. And this is just the way things go. You're not done till you're done. But if you have hit that point, don't sit around and tell yourself otherwise. Because here's what Amy is saying. Here's what she's claiming is behind her being thin. Are you ready for this shit? Instagram is not your identity. She just gave this interview, like this month. I'm proud of how I've looked always. My focus has been on health. I'm a perimenopausal woman on hormone replacement therapy medicines. Wishing you strength and self-love on whatever path you're on, as long as it's kind and respectful to all people. When someone uses the word kind, they've lost me already. To me, that is the most manipulative word a woman is thrown around out there. The second most manipulative one is perimenopause. If you're in the Shallon, we talk about these fucking people all the time. I call them pausals, where perimenopause is now the catch-all term for any little thing that's wrong in your body. And what typically I find is, I'm just going to be really blunt here, fat people using it as an excuse to like explain away like and some sort of like inevitability with their body that they have no control over, when actually it is the consequence of a lifetime of behaviors coming home to roost. Oh, my knees hurt. It's just perimenopause. No, it's that you're 60 pounds overweight and your body isn't designed for this and your joints hurt. It's okay to just say that. Like, it's okay to be like, I'm overweight and this is why my joints hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, because now there is stuff like Ozempic and you have a way out. But like, you're willing to go down one medical path, but not like a GLP-1 medical path. This isn't an ad for GLP-1s. Like, if this path is Pilates or it's whatever, I do not appreciate pausals acting like, well, this is just how it goes. Don't you lump me into this. No, this is how your life is going to go because you smoked and drank and not worked out. And also the mind-body connection. You're completely disconnected from who you are and the true life you want to be living and your authenticity. Miss me with that. None of those things apply to me. Don't you tell me, oh, I'm going to get a stiff shoulder. Perimenopause. Shut up. And for Amy to say that she's losing, so it's like you're perimenopausal. She's 44, by the way. She's 44. Perimenopause is like 47, 48. I mean, obviously these things happen at all different ages, but this is when I noticed the pausals being like, well, it's perimenopause. Nope, it's actually your eating habits. It's your eating habits. Okay? Why don't you clean up your diet? Why don't you clean up your mind? Why don't you clean up your heart, clean up your relationships, clean up your friendships, and then get your hormones checked, and then put a pellet of testosterone in your butt? No? Oh, does that sound like a lot of work? I think Amy's completely lying. Like, she's perimenopausal and she's on hormone replacement. So, but you've been fat, like fat adjacent. Let's just call her fat. Fat adjacent or whatever. You've had like this same weight. She always said that she was like 170, right? That's what I was. And I was fat, okay? Maybe she's taller than me. You've been this your whole life. And suddenly, hormone replacement therapy, which is meant to get you to non-perimenopausal, like which is meant to get you to the hormone levels that you have always been at as a younger woman. But yet, when you do that, you're thinner than you were as a younger woman. So were your hormones fucked up then? Your entire life, so you're telling me that you've had a hormonal problem your entire life, like 12 years old to 43. Your hormones have been fucked up, and this is the only time they've been balanced and you've been thin. That doesn't make any sense. If that was the case, she would say, turns out my hormones have been fucked up my entire life. I finally got this sorted out. She wouldn't say, oh, it's perimenopause, which signifies a change from the norm. No. That cake don't bake. Amy, girls like you and I know all about cake, don't we? She's on a fucking GLP-1. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's a bicycle. It's not a rocket ship. I say this all the time. You still have to put a lot of work in. And it seems that she is. So like, why are you ashamed of that? I'm not ashamed of it. People like, it's cheating. Okay, driving is cheating. Why don't you walk everywhere? Did you sew your own clothes? Did you mill your own corn to make your corn cakes? Huh, Paul Bunyan? No, you didn't. Cut it out. Oh, you're cheating. Great, I'm a cheater. I'm a sociopath. I'm a lot of terrible things. Like, but I'm a good looking one. So let's talk about how to be hot, because what people, yes, kept saying, like, she just this pose. It's like, and I was like, guys, give her a break. She's clearly new to Facetune. She's new to caring about how she looks. And I said this on Instagram, and people like thought I was kidding. I'm like, this is why we cannot like turn our nose up at hot girls and act like we don't want to be hot. Because if one day we maybe get the chance, we're not going to know what to do with it. Case in point, wedding days. My friend is a makeup artist. She does tons of weddings. She's always like posting them. And it's like, I can tell and they all look beautiful because she's one of the most talented makeup artists I've ever worked with in my life. Yeah, here in Bozeman. Her name's Molly. Follow her, Glam Ranch. She's the cute, and she's like very Western. She's the best. But I can tell, even though they all come out like looking beautiful, like looking great, at least everyone comes out an 8. Everyone comes out a solid 8, which is pretty good. I can tell who is like a day-to-day hot chick and who's not based on how they like carry the makeup. Do you know what I mean? Based on girls who are just like, oh, I just have my chapstick. Okay. What are you going to do when you do get to be hot? If you get that opportunity, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? It's like someone driving a McLaren into your driveway. Do you know how to drive that thing? Well, you're going to ruin it if you don't, and you're going to look like a clown. So let me just teach you how to drive. Okay? Here's how to be hot. Some of you might know what I'm going to say. The secret to being a hot girl is simply deciding that you are one. Shallon, you know, that's easy for you to say. You're like Barbie coded. Oh, first of all, let me just talk about that. As a white blonde chick with blue eyes, is like this. If you look a little like Barbie, you are expected to look exactly like Barbie. No one expects an Indian girl to look like Barbie. You guys maybe look like, I don't know, whatever your Barbie equivalent is. I don't know. But don't say like, well, those are the beauty standards. They're not the beauty No, like I say this as a white Barbie girl. Our people don't expect you to look like this. I expect you to look like whatever your culture's beauty standard is. And then like, tell me about it. This is our beauty standard. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, great. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Do what works for you. Be beautiful in like the way that works for you. Right? I don't know. This is hopefully like giving you a sense of peace and ease. I'm not trying to like act like our beauty standards don't exist. I'm just saying you don't have to like sign up for them. Like you can have your own, but figure out your own. Don't have none of your own and then come into ours and then be mad that you have to ascribe to ours. You don't, but you do have to figure out your own. Like get your own lane. Doesn't have to be this one, because this one's hard to nail if it's not like authentic. It's hard to have blue eyes if you don't. You're gonna fry your fucking hair off trying to be blonde if you're not. Like, go with someone else. I beg you, for your own sake. Free yourself from this Barbie tyranny. Where was I going with this? Okay, being a hot girl. Yeah, this video will probably get me canceled again, whatever, I don't care. You gotta decide that you are. You have to decide that you have worth and you are worth being seen, no matter how you look. no matter how you look. And I do like Amy Schumer because she's always kind of eschewed that message, or sorry, espoused that message of like, I decide my worth. I decide my narrative. I decide if I'm hot. Like, I'm worthy of love at any size. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course you're worthy of love. I think a lot of us have experienced this where we go to a bar and there's a girl who's just like very mid, tons of attention. Guys are talking to her. They're laughing. She's laughing. She's just the belle of the ball. And then there's a straight up hottie, like a dime at the other end of the bar, and no one is talking to her. No one is talking to her. It's because it's about vibes. It's about body language. It's about eye contact. There are actual measurable things you can do to be hot. So here's number one. It is how you carry yourself. It is how you carry yourself. I can tell everything I need to know about a girl by her posture. If her shoulders are hunched and she's down and she's like turtling, she could be the most beautiful girl in the world. And a lot of times these girls I see are gorgeous, but they are just like, they don't feel it. And being hot is sales. Being hot is just sales. This is the greatest Ginsu knife that you can cut through a pipe. When would you need to cut through a pipe? But like that dude selling this who's methed out, hasn't slept for 4 days, believes it. And he makes you believe it because that's the point. That's the point. You got to walk in like you motherfucking own the place. How do you do this? How do you do this? You fake it till you make it. How? This is one of like my OG tips. I remember talking about this in like 2013 and like Howcast videos. You zip yourself into someone else. I want you to pick a confidence idol. A confidence idol. Who, and you can have a bunch, like different outfits for different occasions. Like let's say you're walking into a bar and you just want a turtle. You just want a turtle. I want you to think of someone, a celebrity, someone you know, whatever, who would walk into that place like she owns it. What's up, everybody? This isn't about being obnoxious. It's not about being phony, right? It's not about having like, ooh, your own personality is bad. No, 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 no. These are merely clothes. They're merely clothes. For me, my confidence idol, you probably know, is Kourtney Kardashian. Like historically, it's been Kourtney Kardashian. She's kind of taken a turn. She's annoying now, but Kourtney is never embarrassed. She's never intimidated. She'd be going out with 23-year-olds. She wouldn't give a fuck. Every room is her room. Every table is her table. Every place is her place. And when I need a little dose of confidence, like in a social situation, I zip myself into that. And in my mind, it's like I've been cast in a role to play Kourtney in a made-for-TV movie, right? That's what I'm doing. And it's like, what's her posture? Her shoulders are back. Her chin is tilted down a little bit. She's looking around. She's a little bitchy. She's like haughty and imperious. Okay, yeah. Yes, we'll sit there. No, that's our chair. Thank you. She doesn't give a fuck. And it just gets you over that hump a little bit. And if you do it enough, your mind is like, thank you. I was terrified right now walking to this party, but I now have a life raft. You're giving a life raft to your mind to get out of this state of like panic and cognitive dissonance. That's what you want to do. And your mind will believe it. So who is your confidence idol? Tell me below because I need some new ones. Kourtney's like not really doing it for me anymore. And eventually you won't have to like purposefully zip yourself into this person. It will become automatic. This is simply how I act in a boardroom. This is simply how I act at a party. But even pausing and having like that 3-second talk with yourself, this is who we are tonight. We're Monica Bellucci, right? We're Dua Lipa. We're Sabrina Carpenter. We're Taylor Swift. Somebody to get you out of that, okay? That's number one. Number two, you're going to get real about your health. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut out the drinking, cut out the eating, cut out the fuck. Don't stop following these body positivity people. Stop it. Stop. If you have to follow people to tell you to like your body, you don't like your body. That's fine. You don't have to. The first step is acknowledging it. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. These people don't want you to be thin. They don't want you to be happy. And it's not about being thin. You don't have to be like thin. But you have to be in charge of your body. You have to be in the driver's seat. You can't be a slave to the Cheetos. You can't be a slave to that fucking boxed wine. You need to be the one in decision-making mode. We just talked about this during Evil Week, which was all about guilt. And stop living your life from a place of guilt. I do this because I have to. I do this because I'm expected to. I should. Can you not see how this relates to eating? I want you via Evil Week, which you can get in the Shallon Trash. There's even some free videos in there. I want you to get to the place where it's like everything I do is my choice. Even if I live my life very much the same way, I still drive people to the airport. I still cook the casseroles for the potluck. But I am doing this. I am doing this. This is me and my choice. Nobody else's. I want that for you with food. I want that for you with your body. This is how I look. I work out and this is the shape of my body. Amazing. Amazing. If that's 170 pounds, if that's 200 pounds, and that's just how you're built, amazing. But you will know. You will know. And you can look yourself in the eye and say, I am doing the most. I am doing everything I can to be healthy from the inside out. That radiates. That shines out. That is part of being hot. And the third thing you do to be hot, you majorly stop giving a fuck. You majorly stop giving a fuck. I'm going to be a douche right now. I'm a douche all the time. But like, I have a decent amount of magnetism in social situations because I don't need anyone. Like, I'm not like, please love me. Please find me attractive. Please, please, please. I go in there with actually a giving mentality. I walk into a bar and like, you're welcome. Like douchebag, but not like you're welcome that you get to look at me. Like, hey, I am going to be your best friend. I'm going to give you the best career advice. I'm going to laugh at your jokes. I'm going to compliment you on those bacon wrap dates. Like, I know that I bring shit to the party, to any social situation that is positive, and therefore I'm confident going in. How do I know that I bring something positive to the party? How do I know that I bring something positive to a business negotiation? Because my life runs on routine. This is a very underrated thing about hot girls. Very underrated thing. Routine, routine, routine. I have ginger tea in the morning. I eat protein within 30 minutes of getting up. I have cacao. I go to Pilates. I make my bed. I brush my hair. I have my whole nighttime skin routine, right? What does this have to do with anything? All of those little things, every part of a routine is a reinvestment into self. Everything that I do in my routine is me voting for me. Shallon votes for Shallon. I make my bed, Shallon vote for Shallon. It tells me I'm worth this. I am worth the effort of my skin and my hair and my cacao and my ginger tea. What does that do? When the world tries to come at me with messages of, you're actually not worthy. No, you need to do that 5 a.m. airport run. No, you can't buy dessert for the party. You really should make it. I'm like, go fuck yourself. What? No, you don't decide my worth. I have all of this data, actually, and it seems minor. It seems minor. Who cares that I make my bed? I care, because when I make my bed, I show up for myself. When I pick up all my clothes at the end of the day and hang them back up, I show up for myself. When I go to Pilates, when I just feel like sleeping in or eating or getting so drunk I can't go, I'm showing up for myself. And that tells me I am here for me. I am the one I will rely on. I become the one who will catch me if I fall. So what is it you think you deserve from me? Where were you when the bed needed to be made? Where were you when the Pilates alarm went off? Nowhere. And I will give to you as much as I decide, because I am used to giving to myself. I am used to putting myself first. Was this a snouty? Good morning. Hi, Weenus. Come here. Can you come up here? Oh, he is ready. Come here. Hi. Hello. When you are constantly giving your brain and your heart and your soul data that you go in the direction of your dreams, you can habit stack, you can show up for yourself, you can be consistent. The bar for everyone else is a lot higher. And when you think of a hot chick, like really, like what is a hot girl's day like? Like why do we want to be hot? Who cares? I think of like a really hot girl. I think of Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa's hot, right? And I think of her as being a woman who shows up for herself. I think part of her hotness is that she's unbothered, right? She's got her own thing going on. She's unproblematic. She doesn't weigh in on things. She doesn't get in little petty drama. Same with like Sabrina Carpenter. Like they have their own lane, their own thing that they're doing. And it's like, what else is going on? What do you think you need from me? What is your judgment against me? Okay, I actually know who I am. I know who I am because I have crafted this amazing inner world. And that's what we think about hot chicks. They are like, they're kind of bulletproof. They're kind of bulletproof. What could they possibly have to be sad about? No one's rejecting them. No. Beyonce got cheated on. Giselle got cheated on. Taylor Swift has been cheated on. Hot girls get cheated on constantly, okay? Hot girls don't not get rejected. It's they bounce back better. Not just faster, better, right? They don't lose. They win or they learn. They reinvest back into themselves. That's what a hot girl does. A hot girl has her own lane, her own thing that she does. And yeah, they go through life's trials and tribulations, but at the core of it, they know who they are and they carry themselves. This is all time back. They carry themselves that way. I know who I am. Megan Thee Stallion, hot. She knows who she is. She carries herself like that. She carries herself with an attitude and honestly, an entitlement. She shows up for herself. She invests in herself. You know, she got her college degree in like old people studies. She wants like own an old folks home. I could cry. It's the cutest thing in the whole world. Love her. She shows up for herself. Cardi. I love Cardi. I love the mess that is Cardi B. Okay, maybe she's a bad example. We can take Cardi B off. So like showing up for herself because she just keeps getting in one mess after the next. But like these women show up for themselves. And so they operate in the world like, you're going to show up for me or I'm out of here. And what is beauty if not scarcity? Do you read The Secret History? Beauty is terror. Beauty is terror. Whatever is beautiful, we quiver before it. We tremble before it. Beauty is scarcity. A beautiful girl, she's not going home with just anyone. She's fucking picky. And what if you don't have to be beautiful to have that same vibe? What if you don't have to be 120 pounds? What if you don't have to be Dua Lipa or Megan? What if actually, it's the attitude that creates the hotness? What if it's not the face and the body that creates the attitude? We know that that's true because we've seen it. We have seen so many beautiful girls, friends, celebrities, us in relationships with fucking nobodies, with losers. Or they're in a loser job, a loser town, loser friends. If all it took was being beautiful and life was just, whoa. How easy. It's not that. It's actually the reverse. It's the reverse. It's not about the fucking palettes at Sephora. It's not about the palettes at Sephora. It's about how you carry yourself that creates the hotness, that therefore creates the result you are actually after. Hi. That's what we need to be going for. Do you want to go potty? Did you go potty? Come on, let's go potty. Go potty. Oh, yes. You are so brave. I know it. Brave potty boy. He's very brave for going potty. It's 60 degrees outside. He's not that brave. But I tell him he's brave every day because the attitude creates what you want. Okay? So listen, being hot It's a combination of things. And we can keep talking about this. Being hot isn't just how you look. Because look, Amy Schumer's thin. She's face-tuned within an inch of her life. And she still looks awkward because it's not coming from inside. It's not coming from inside. She's not used to it. And you need to constantly inhabit the mindset of like, I am hot. I'm a hot girl. I'm a worthy girl. I'm a smart girl. I'm a rich girl. I'm a blessed girl. All of it. All of it. You cannot, the biggest mistake we make is that we wait for life to show us results before we start to believe. I just need one guy to find me hot and then I'll feel good about myself. Do you know how many times I hear that? And I hear that from like my friends. And one friend said that to me. Well, I just need one guy to really find me beautiful and then I'll believe that I'm beautiful. I said, what did you do on Sunday morning? Where were you Sunday morning? She's like, I was at church. I said, so you believe in Jesus. Have you seen him? How much water has he turned into wine in your life lately? She's like, I am faithful in Jesus. I said, okay, so you already know how to demonstrate faith. You already know how to believe before results show up. Do you see where I'm going with this? You are demonstrating. This is a Laura St. John tip, by the way. There's a link down in my descriptor. Get a free week with her, binge her content, go nuts. Your life will never be the same. But she says all the time, you are already demonstrating the faith, the trust, whatever you want to call that, in a category that's harder than where you're trying to find it right now. Oh, I'm never going to find the love of my life. But you do believe that you will log on to the internet and do a YouTube video and people will show up to listen to it. I'm like, yeah, I believe that. She's like, that's fucking crazy though. Like, that's crazy. That is way harder to believe than I'm going to find my perfect dream partner. And that really switched things with me. That made a big difference. You are already demonstrating everything that I've been telling you in a different category. It's time to just copy paste. You've got the template. It's right there. It's right there. Show up for yourself. This is your one life, girl. This is your one life. I am losing track of how many girls I see who are wasting their life just in this constant state of like turtle-like apology. Just this, thinking that they're going to get more love and everyone's going to respect them. And one day they're all going to see. Grow the fuck up and wake the fuck up. It's never going to happen. That's not how it works. You want something, you take it. You don't know how? I'll tell you how. I know how. You can join me in the Shallontourage. This is where I teach you. This is where it gets nitty gritty, actual lessons. All of Evil Week. All of Evil Week is this. All of Evil Week is this. You don't think guilt and hotness are related? They're 100% related. 100%. Guilt is at the root of almost everything for women. Guilt, self-worth, I don't belong here, I'm not good enough. I don't feel those things. And I live a very good life. It's not the life every single person would choose. Doesn't have to be. I'm not going to turn you into me. I'm going to turn you into the best version of you. I'm going to turn you into the best version of you. She's in there. She wants to get out. This is what you were put on this earth for. Are you ready? If you're ready, come join us. If you're not, then don't. But if you are ready, if this video has resonated with you, it's time. It's time. Come join us. There's a lot of free videos and hundreds of amazing girls. So, all right, ladies, I'm going to wrap this up because I got a plane to catch. I will see y'all. I will see you guys later. We're going to be back with more videos about, let's see, we've got, maybe Kourtney Kardashian getting cheated on. And Khloe saying that she's on eggshells around Kourtney. The holidays are coming. I'm going to give you some tips on dealing with that like eggshell feeling around family or whatever it might be. I've got you. Stay tuned. Oh, duh. Plus a video on Ariana and Cynthia in Wicked and their weird friendship. How to deal with a codependent friendship and how to spot one. All right. I'll see you later, loves. Mwah!